Truly a public holiday. Of course, the damage that comes with this kind of barricading should wholly be attributed to William Ruto's administration. So we want to reiterate that even if they deny us today the possibility of going outside Parliament, the main entrance to Parliament, and lay wreaths there, I can tell you in the years to come, this is clear in my mind, in the years to come, this will be celebrated as a national holiday, properly, with people able to come to Parliament and without let or hindrance, without having this heavily armed policemen, armed to kill their own citizens. What a shame. So Kenyans must remain bold, Kenyans must remain resolute, and so this is a very important day. In fact, one of the most important days since this country gained independence in 1963. We have had various attempts like amending the Constitution and giving ourselves a new Constitution in 2010. And actually on the strength of this Constitution, these young people came out. Under Article 1, what I'm wearing here is the only thing they were armed with was Article 1 of the Constitution. They are very clear. They're very clear. We have here a document that will stand the test of time. And nobody, no William Ruto or Kanja or Sakaja can do anything about it. This is a new country. And therefore we must prepare it for the owners, the young Kenyans.
As the leader of the united opposition, you repeatedly said that today will be a public holiday to join the young people. What was the plan? You've already mentioned laying of wreaths, which appears, or so far looks like, may not happen. But what did the opposition have in mind when you declared today a public holiday?
Because of heavy remembrance. This is not the usual type of remembrance. In 2023, we are not even allowed to come to a church like this, and we really must thank the Catholic Church for their magnanimity and their sense of understanding. In fact, we understand that on the 29th, all the Catholic faithfuls and the Catholic Church, we had this from Bishops Anyolo and Muheria and others, will be commemorating this event. Therefore, it was out of a sense of duty and a sense of nationhood that we declared this a public holiday. We didn't want to gain cheap political mileage because we are not the type to do so. It is out of a deep sense of commitment to this country and the welfare and the future of this country that we made those announcements.
Noah Kipkemboy from KTN.
Yes, no.
My question is sort of calling to order the political class. And I know we don't want to mention classes in this particular situation, but this issue of goons, it is an economic disparity question and people taking advantage of that disparity and utilizing people against its own people. Call to order the political class in this issue of goons, please, sir.
Goons. Goons. I'm told even the international community have actually accepted that terminology. In their very strongly worded statement yesterday, they have come out and called out because they are partners. I've seen an attempt by chairman of a committee in Parliament trying to say, non-interference. When it comes to the issue, and here I speak to you as senior counsel and a leader in this country, when it comes to and a former foreign minister, I can tell you this. When it comes to the issue of human rights, they are universal. You cannot run to a corner there called Kenya and plead non-interference. You cannot even talk about Vienna Declaration, right? Because this is a matter that was canvassed seriously before the floor of the United Nations General Assembly and agreed that when it comes to the issue of human rights, particularly basic, and the beauty about our Constitution, 2010, is so strong on the issue of basic rights. That's why I saw somebody when we went to church with Mheshimiwa Eugene and our other friends there. A gentleman walked inside there carrying a poster. And he said, hawkers' rights are also human rights. Why shoot a dead and hawker? Why shoot him? All right? We pray, still continue to pray for Kamau, that God will have mercy on that young man and the family. I listened to the cries of his mother, distraught. They are not able to talk to him. And so we want to plead that and thank the hospital, Kenyatta National Hospital, for trying to help him, carrying out 2 operations. But rights. Even under Article 43, by the way, we are all socialized to Article 37, even what IG is able to quote, yeah, the right to peaceably and unarmed to demonstrate. You cannot change that. So Article 43, on those other human rights, social rights, very, very important. Therefore, goons who came in carrying, of course they were paid, 1,000 shillings. We have seen them confessing. Thank you to the media. Thanks for the media really highlighting this, that they are saying, oh, we didn't know. It is a very shameful thing. And what will go down in history is William Ruto's administration, afraid of its own citizen, went and bribed others because they're unemployed, paid them some money to go and beat their fellow citizens. It is like this massive bribery they are calling economic empowerment. They go carrying 3 million shillings from William Ruto, 2 million shillings from Kindiki, and then after that they take the same money and they go to the next station, they do the same thing. Whom are you trying to deceive? So people are ready for that money. As Rigiji likes to say, kulia hapo, don't even take it home. All right?
Yeah, last question.
Empowerment. So they call it empowerment. Kenyans are beyond that. So I think that our Gen Zs and others are able to see that, the millennials, Zen Zote are able to tell these people, stop the jokes. These are serious jokes.
And last question from me.
And I think that before we leave the issue of goons, I think what we want to ask William Ruto, you cannot take our police over 12,000 kilometers away to deal with goons,
in
gangs of Haiti. Then you are back home, you actually sponsor goons against your own citizens. And you let your police walk with these goons on the streets of the capital of our country. Now, who is fooling who? I think we want to tell him that, you are riding on the back of a tiger. Once you create these goons, no one is capable of controlling them. That's why Haiti is where it is today. Failed leadership that allowed goons on the streets to take the law into their own hands. It is like planting the wind, you will reap the whirlwind. If you plant the wind of goonism, Bwana Ruto, Bwana Sakaja, you are going to reap the whirlwind of anarchy. That is where Haiti is today. We are not ready to let our country go down that road. Thank you.
Indeed.
Last question from me, Your Excellency, is what we saw last year, what took the people to the streets, what Kavuli here went through, abductions, is still happening even as late as last evening. Gentlemen abducted in Mombasa, a gentleman picked from Kino, others here in Nairobi and Kitengela. Yet this is the very thing that is making Kenyans angry. They will try to style it as arrest. So far we do not know where those gentlemen are, so we cannot call it an arrest. They were not informed why they were being picked. What would you say of this government or the police or doing the same things the same way? People complain of abductions. It's happening even today.
You see, it's a very wicked approach, trying to circumvent what the Constitution has laid bare, as I tried to explain earlier. Because they realize the only avenue available to them is a very primitive approach by abducting your citizens without a warrant of arrest, without anything legal. And we continue to call them out. They will be caught up with by the long arm of the law. You cannot escape it. They will be accountable. So, because for me, 25th of June will now become the Youth Transparency Day, the Youth Governance Day, and this is it. So if they continue these abductions, because one young man, for example, just sends a post, all right, then they're afraid. They're afraid. They're so afraid that they have to escape from the city. It's so amazing. So amazing. So we continue to call out on abductions. And as I said, the People's Restorative Justice Commission will hear all these cases of continuing abductions. And we'll continue to say no to it. And where occasion demands, we'll go to court. We even talked about state capture. Because Kenyans will still want to know about ile mbolea nduni, mbolea gush, all right? They want to know. Those are issues of trying to mess up with the economy, the Gupta type of style in South Africa, yeah, and the Andani dues. We want to know, by the way, who was paid what for that JKIA matter. And of course it was withdrawn. We know they're angry about the fact we forced.
All right, that is Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka speaking to the press at Holy Family Basilica. But even as we continue this conversation, Newton, the opposition have been on the front line, you know, just trying to be in this walk with the young people. And as someone who has been in the front line, you know, fighting for better governance, justice, do you find the involvement in this walk of yours genuine?
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. I believe their role is needed in the society. When they come to at times like this, if you didn't have any opposition, then the government would do whatever they want. Then there will be no justice. At least when they come out and say, this has been happening, this has been, and all as you know, if somebody like Rikiji tells us something has happened and we see it has happened, that scores the role of opposition. The